Welcome to the Packers Report, everybody. My name is Joey Petersen. We got some great news to talk about, okay? Because we heard from a lot of players in the Packers locker room. They had glowing things to say about Matthew Golden, and they are just giving us more and more evidence each day that he's going to be a success in the National Football League. What's been a success, I'll be honest, is this channel. Shout out to you guys. You guys are the reason that we've been growing like we have been. The thing is I'm not satisfied yet. I want to keep on growing. I need you guys to help me out, okay? 10,756 subscribers. That's where we're sitting right now. Only 244 subs away to 11,000, our next massive milestone. If you haven't joined us yet, today's a perfect day to do so. Hit that big free red sub button. So it is safe to say that Matthew Golden, since arriving in Green Bay, has some pretty high expectations. And sure, your boy might be the one that's contributing to those high expectations. Because anytime, pretty much since April 24th, the day he got drafted, anytime we've talked about Matthew Golden, I have talked about how impressive he's looked and how excited I am to see him play in a Packers uniform in a regular season game. And let's be real, anytime when you are a first-round pick, you go into that next year with a lot of expectations, some lofty ones. But it almost feels like it's multiplied tenfold because he was the first wide receiver taken in the first round the last 23 years. That definitely did not do him any favors. The good news is everything we've heard seems to be pointing in the direction that he's going to exceed those expectations. And today's evidence of why he's going to be a success this next year, it doesn't come from anybody who covers the team. It doesn't come from myself. It doesn't come from a film study. It actually comes from the guys who are in there in the trenches with him every day. It comes from his teammates. And the guy we start with is in the wide receiver room with him. Jayden Reed said he's advanced. Honestly, we could just stop the quote there. But he goes on, saying the way he's learned the playbook, just the skill set he has, he's going to be a dominant player in this league if he continues to lock in on what he needs to lock in on and focus on the playbook and all that kind of stuff. He's going to be very dominant. And this means a lot coming from a competitor. And I'm not just talking a competitive person. I mean a guy who's going to compete to have the ball with Matthew Golden. Being able to look a guy in the eyes and tell other people that, yeah, that guy is dominant. When you're competing for reps, for catches with that guy, I think that speaks a lot, not only on Matthew Golden's skill, but Jayden Reed's character as well. And hearing the fact that he is, quote, advanced, that's what you crave. That's all you crave. Because you know the skill set is there. We saw it in college. But we don't know how he's going to transition into the National Football League when you got to learn a ton of new and different things. You have a brand new playbook. You're playing with brand new people, and you're playing against grown men. He's going from being covered by 19, 20-year-olds, being covered by guys who are 7-year vets in this league and who are about to turn 30. Now, you heard that from Jayden Reed. I'm going to give you a few reasons why you should be excited as well. He's got that blazing speed. A 4.2940 ran at the NFL Combine. He had improved hands in college. I think that was the biggest thing that I'm really excited about because we know that drops were a massive problem last year. And drops were a big problem for him in Houston as well. But his drop percentage improved from about 12% to 7% just from one year to the next. He made plays in the limited preseason that he had. I'm talking that awesome catch against the Seattle Seahawks in the first quarter. And everybody can't stop talking. I'm not just talking me. I'm talking his teammates like we've heard from before. I'm also talking the guys who are there watching practice, covering every day, and even Matt LaFleur himself. Stay tuned because more people speak on Matthew Golden, okay? Don't go anywhere. Before that, though, I need to get a vibe check from you. What is your excitement level in Matthew Golden? Scale it for me 1 to 100. 100, you're saying you could not be more pumped up. 1, you're saying, I don't care at all. Maybe if you're that, you got to check your pulse. Let me know in the comments section down below. Jayden Reed was not the only teammate who spoke. We're actually done talking about guys in the wide receiver room. We're actually going to go over to the defensive side of the ball, and we're going to hear from a guy who is out there trying his best to make sure Matthew Golden doesn't have big plays in practice. Let's hear from Xavier McKinney. His was sweet and to the point very quickly. He says, I'll let you fill in those blanks right there. He's a hell of a player as far as I can see. Now, we will know for sure when the season rolls around. We could talk all we want. We're not going to know anything until Sunday against the Detroit Lions. But all the evidence that we've seen up to this point points towards him being able to be successful at the next level in the National Football League. The way he's practicing, whether it's a regular training camp practice or it's a joint practice against another team, Matthew Golden's doing what we expected Matthew Golden to do. Up next, make sure you're sticking with us. It's mailbag time on the Packers Report. Yesterday afternoon, I put out a call for a mailbag. I had you guys get in your questions. I'm going to give you my answers. Don't go anywhere. You're going to want to see what I'm asked. You're going to want to see who's part of it as well. Before that, we got to talk about our awesome sponsor of today's show. You know what I love about this channel? You and me, we're so similar. We both love the Packers. We both love football. That's how I know. The fact that I love underdogs means the fact that you will love underdog as well. Football season is here, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. Let's cut to the chase. If you download the app today and sign up with promo code Packers Report, you score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. And speaking of getting your picks right, last weekend, I won hundreds on Underdog. I went heavy Tennessee Volunteers, because of course that's where I graduated from. Also threw in the Garrett Nussmeier lower yards and took home hundreds. And if we want to do the same thing again this weekend, I got some picks for us for this Lions-Packers game. Give me the higher on Jordan Love, 1.5 passing touchdowns. Give me the higher on Jahmyr Gibbs, 25.5 receiving yards. And give me the higher on Josh Jacobs, 2.5 receptions. Download the app today and sign up with promo code Packers Report to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code Packers Report. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or older in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play-and-get-terms_DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. Alrighty, we're going to round this thing out with your mailbag questions and my answers, of course. Up first, from Michael Sand. I don't know if that's Michael's and or Michael Sand. Gabe, which one do you think it is? Michael Sand, that's what we're going to go with. Should Green Bay sign Christian Watkins to strengthen the run defense? Ooh, this one's a tough one. I don't think so. I would like the interior of the defensive line to be better, but I don't really want to deal with the headache that is Christian Watkins. I'm going to go with no. I just think that at this point, with the big move that they made for Micah Parsons, I think that they're probably done adding talent. But like in the same vein, if they go out and they can, and I think he means Christian Wilkins here, not Christian Watkins. But if they go out and they think, there's a major gap here, we need some help, maybe Christian Wilkins is an option. But at the end of the day, I don't know if it's worth risking the culture of the team to add a guy like that. Tyler Taylor, 5485. What starter needs to make the most improvement? That's a really, really good question. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I think we need to see the most improvement out of one of the wide receivers this year. I'm going to go ahead and put Jayden Reed and Romeo Doubs in that bucket. The drops were a problem. They were a detrimental problem, a detrimental issue. That needs to be fixed. I don't care what adding Micah Parsons does. If your wide receivers, if you got 3 of them that have a double-digit drop rate again this season, you're not going to do anything, okay? That needs to be fixed. So I'm looking at Romeo Doubs, I'm looking at Jayden Reed, and I'm looking at Dontavian Wicks and saying, hey, mainly Romeo Doubs, Jayden Reed, because those are 2 starters. You need to fix those problems this year. You need to catch the balls that come your way. Drop a name for me. Which starter do you think needs to make the most improvement? Let me know in the comment section down below. I gave you 2. Now all you got to do is give me at least 1. Can be offensive, defense side of the ball. Just let me know your answer. Next one coming up, we got from Nick K7N. Joey, how many snaps do you think Micah will get on Sunday? I'm thinking maybe 15 to 20, but I don't think he'll be fully unleashed until week 2. That's a good question. The thing is with Micah, I get the injury concerns, and I get what everybody's talking about, but at the same time, I have 2 thoughts. Number 1, if he was seriously as injured as everybody thinks he is, he wouldn't be out there practicing. He wouldn't be out there pushing a sled. Number 2, saying you're a linebacker with back problems, and this is what Bob Sturm said on sports radio just the other day, saying you're an edge rusher with back problems is like saying you are an NBA player with knee problems. It's just kind of what happens at that position. So yeah, sure, he's got some back issues. I don't know if it'll limit his snaps as much as you might think it will. I would not be surprised if he logs 30 snaps. Maybe even a little bit more than that. Our last question of the day comes from M Sporting's Review, 31_28 or _3128. With Matthew Golden being the Packers' first wide receiver taken in the first 2 rounds in 2 decades, on an improved defense and offensive line, an elite run game, and a healthy Jordan Love, is Matthew Golden now the most pressured rookie wide receiver in the NFL for 2025? First off, M Sports Review, fantastic question. Maybe the best question I've gotten since we've done any of these mailbags. I absolutely love it. I don't think he is. I think it's maybe Cam Ward, or maybe, I'm going to give you another name, possibly Shamar Stewart. Because, look at what all happened with his contract situation this last offseason. If he doesn't perform to the level that, a holdout would have you perform at, then, that is absolutely going to be a really big sticking point in Cincinnati. Travis Hunter might be up there as well just because, he's a Heisman winner. They traded up to draft him. But I think I'm going to go with Travis Hunter, Shamar Stewart, and then maybe I would put Matthew Golden up there as well. Those are my 3 picks. Make sure you got me followed on social media. That's going to do it for today's show. You can find me on Twitter. You can also find me on Instagram. I tweet about the Packers every day. So make sure to get me there. It's going to be easy for you. It's in the comment section and description of today's video. If you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Change that today. All you got to do is hit that big red sub button.